Yeah, the Knicks.
I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I expected us to win a series. Did anybody up here expect a sweep?
No.
And be
No.
like this?
The way the Sixers played in that first round, I was very convinced that this was going to be a good competitive series.
I think I gave it 6. Like, they played so well. Joel Embiid is back. Paul George is looking good. Maxey is unguardable. Here's a 6-game series. Nope.
Y'all kind of eliminated all of that.
Yeah, the
Like,
Knicks.
everything that looked good for the Sixers in the first round, y'all pretty much just said, you snatching y'all chain. That ain't none of that working over here.
We did such a good job that I talked about it a lot with the Cavs and the Knicks. We had such high expectations because the East was a little weaker this year, and those two teams were still intact versus the Pacers, the Celtics, and whatnot. And those teams ain't deliver what we thought. They still had really good years, but to what we expected, it was a little disappointing. That is the Knicks team that I think a lot of us were looking for. We were looking for dominant stretches from this team, looking for them to put their foot on the gas, and we just didn't get that in the regular season for big stretches. This 4-game stretch or 6-game stretch, including that's a 7-game stretch, right? We won the last 3 against the Hawks. The last 2, I think, were like blowouts. The last one, the closeout game against them, was a historic blowout. And then you do that in this one with another crazy.
You're about 43 at one point.
Yeah. This is dominance. And I think it comes from Mike Brown being an open-minded coach. Some of the things that we gave him a hard time about early in that first series when it went down 2-1. And what are you doing? Why are you still messing with rotations and trying things? It's kind of led to this. The discovery of Cat kind of being his hub guy, it just allows Brunson to play in an unpredictable way, a little bit more off the ball. And then Deuce McBride, I mean, for him to step into the starting lineup for OG and knock down all of those 3-point shots just gives you so much energy. And Mitchell Robinson to steal him. Mikal didn't shoot the ball from the perimeter, but was aggressive. And he had a play where he was stuck in the trenches, couldn't go nowhere, and he ended up scoring, and he flexed. I'm like, look at Mikal. Like, the energy is just kind of crazy right now with New York. And I think their chances of doing something extreme has increased. You know what I mean? I think they can make it to the finals, obviously, in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I think even when they get to the finals, they could stress out Spurs.
If they play like they just played in that series, it's undoubtable that they can win the championship, even if it is OKC on the other side.
This is a stretch that they needed. Like, every team kind of needs this stretch, and every team would want this stretch in the postseason. But after the first few games against the Hawks, I think there were some of the doubts that came back, like, man, could we still be that team if we're trying to, like, we're fighting tooth and nail with the Hawks, and CJ McCollum's trying to walk us down and stuff like that. But after that, y'all were able to clean up everything. The fact that Mikal Bridges is now really on like a groove. Cat is kind of like found what he needs to do. Everything's kind of worked into place, and it kind of shows that, man, it don't really matter like at what point in the season, as long as you can click at the right time, then like you have a chance to go far.
It's so ridiculous that not a single person that suited up for them in that series you can say, wasn't good. Everybody either played to their expectation or well beyond it.
Landry Shamet,
Landry
Deuce
Shamet,
McBride, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Cat, bro.
Dude, you got to tip the cat to karl-Anthony Towns, man. 45.7 assist rate in the series.
Nuts.
Like, he obviously foul trouble is the only downside you can say about him.
And in that last game, you didn't even realize
he had
as
19
many
minutes and 10 assists in 19 minutes and 5 fouls. Just a stat line you don't see often. He's taking like 9 shots a game, and he's shooting 65% on 9 shots, and he's still like the second best player on the court. It's just something you could have imagined.
Defensively.
Yes.
Because he's so.
I think defense has been actually really
Yes,
good.
He's actually protecting the rim.
He gets stocks and blocks, and he's in the right rotations because the way we have to play, the way we had to play against them, we okay, let me not say eliminate. That's what OKC does. But we slowed down Tyrese Maxey, which I think is one of the most impossible things to do because he has such a green light that he's just going to at least take his 20 shots. There was one game he took 12 shots. He went 7 of 12, didn't even take that many threes. And to me, that's a louder statement than like him struggling or going 7 of 20. For him to not even feel comfortable to take 15 plus shots stood out to me. And I think Cat, Mitchell Robinson as the anchors or the back line of the defenses should get a lot of credit because they had to do a lot of moving, meeting him up at the three-point line, recovering back to Joel Embiid. It was a lot, and I think Cat was bought in because of the offensive freedom he's been able to have. It got to a point when I was like, Cat, if you don't go dunk that ball, you waiting for I'm sorry about that. You waiting for an assist? You got a mismatch. You got Kelly Oubre on. He didn't even realize because he's so pass heavy now. I'm like, oh man. But yeah, bro. I'm ecstatic and happy for the Knicks. They flexing, they talking stuff. Jalen Brunson just posted with the with Freeway, the song I use for the sweep. Even though what we do it, yeah, man.
That last game in Philly felt like a New York Knicks home game.
Yeah, man. It's kind of unfortunate that avalanche was happening. And they didn't even have a home crowd to rely on.
Like Deuce McBride hit that second three.
And it was it.
That was it.
Yeah,
That was the
like,
Knicks game.
The whole arena's yelling, dude.
Yeah, it was so weird.
There's nothing that you could do as a home team if your home crowd can't even help you.
So weird, bro.
I made this point on Small Ball, but I'll do it again here. Do you remember that time I was a season ticket holder? We went to go see the Lakers.
Yep.
The Lakers went into halftime like a 15-point lead. I'm sorry, the Bulls went to halftime like a 15-point lead. Everything was kumbaya. Then in the second half, the Lakers turn it up and they eventually win. And it sounded like a Lakers home game. Obviously, it's Bron fans, it's Laker fans. They're going crazy. And as a fan of the team that's the home team getting out-chanted by the away team, it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
So I can imagine what it felt like in a playoff setting for a Philly fan that was there trying to keep the things going. You down by 43, and they saying, dude.
You know that night I seen one of the craziest jerseys I've ever seen in my life?
What's that?
You know how they have the mixed jerseys where it'll be like the same number but two different names?
Yeah.
Seeing one with a Laker jersey said Kobe Bryant, or Bryant on the first half. Second half said Levine.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was a Laker Bull jersey at the Laker Bulls game.
That's nasty. That's really nasty.
Just never thought I would see something like that in my life.
That's a one-on-one jersey. That doesn't exist anywhere except for that person's closet. And you can't even pull it out no more.
Y'all heard what Paul George said?
No.
He kind of talked about what I brought up for Game 3, I think it was, where he was just saying like he don't have the explosion of athleticism, so it made him rely on his jump shot.
Yeah, he said that's one of his biggest focuses going into his offseason, that he's trying to get back to being explosive again.
Can that happen? Like that, like a genuine question?
My dad asked me the same thing. I said, I have no idea. I don't know. You got to ask his doctor.
I thought it would be the opposite, where you say like, I'm gonna work on all my skill set. Like I'm gonna be the best skill. You know, my skill set is gonna be the highest it's ever been because my athleticism declined.
I think the reason is not the opposite, because I think his skill set is still really good, but no matter how good of a shooter you are, unless you're Steph Curry, relying on a jump shot is a man, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Can you imagine being 35 and your vertical increased by 3 inches in one offseason? It's like, I'm back to like I'm 26 again.
I don't know if that's ever happened.
Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to get it to increase.
Or at
I
least
think he's probably trying to make it, just have it a little bit. Because I was like, the Philadelphia this year, Paul George, ain't even look like kind of the Clippers on an explosion level.
Yeah. Especially like when you talk about getting to the basket. He really wasn't ever getting to the basket.
Yeah, I think that's what he was trying to do, because he's always going to be super skilled to handle, can get separation for the jump shots. But if you're pulling up, not getting to the free throw line, those shots is tough and more the game going on, and it makes sense why we saw halves for him.
Yeah.
Where he would be magnificent and then fall off a cliff, because it's like, legs is heavy, he's taking defensive assignments.
Yeah.
Tough.
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.